Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we are here for Game 3 of a 3-game home set against the Marlins. The Cubs and Marlins have split the first two, with the Cubs winning in extra innings in Game 1, and the Marlins winning Game 2 behind the big stick of Luis Brinson, who hit 3 home runs in yesterday's game. Cubs come into this game at 28-28, but only 1.5 games out of first place, and the first place Reds are coming to town for 4 games starting tomorrow. So, let's see if we can close out this Miami series with a win. Let's see what the lineups are going to bring us today. The Cubs are going to send Jose Quintana to the mound. He's making start number 12. With a 5-5 record and a 2.61 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, he will be opposed by Trevor Rogers of the Marlins, making start number 13. He is 2-4 with a 2.65 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. The Cubs will have Josh Phegley playing catcher today. Albert Almora out in center field. Santana over in left, so a few changes to the lineup today. Well, let's get this game underway. 65 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 11 mph, so won't be any cheap home runs today, that's for sure. And now, Quintana will be pitching for the Cubs. He will face Villar to lead off the first inning. First pitch from Quintana. Marlins coming in at 16-40, last place in the NL East. Quintana looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Grounder to third, Bryant has it, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Quintana now will face Marlins shortstop Rojas with a 3-1 count. Outside, ball 4. Quintana has issued walk number 20 on the season. And now Brian Anderson will be the batter with a 1-strike count. And Anderson hammers that out to left field. Santana looks up, but that is gone. 388 feet out to left field. The Marlins continue to just pound the Cubs with long balls in this series. It is now a 2-0 Marlin lead, and now Aguiar is the batter with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ball hung up there high, and Quintana records strikeout number 1. Kemp now the batter with 2 outs. Matt Kemp batting for the Marlins. Nobody on base, 0-2 count. Grounder to third, Bryant has it. Throws across the diamond for out number 3. Well, the Marlins get 2 hits. They get 2 runs on the 2-run home run. And we go to the bottom of the first inning of a 2-0 Marlin lead. Santana will lead off for the Cubs. Cubs trying to come back again in today's game. 1-1 pitch. And there is a liner out to left field. That is going to be a single for Santana to lead off the Cub half of the first inning. Fletcher now the batter. Cubs played from behind almost the whole day yesterday. Were never able to come completely back. And now let's see if the Cubs can score one here in the first inning. 0-1 pitch to Fletcher. Grounder to short. Throw goes to second. Relay to first. That is a double play. Fletcher grounds into the GDP, and now Bryant is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Full count, payoff pitch to Bryant. Here it comes. Low and away, ball 4. Bryant takes his base, heads down to first. And now Baez will bat. Baez standing in with 10 home runs on the year. Bryant over on first, 2 outs. And a 1-1 pitch to Baez. Grounder to second. The throw goes to first. And the side is retired for out number 3. That will be the end of the Cubs half of the first. We go to the top of the second inning. and that is a 2-0 Marlin lead. Brinson now the batter. The man of the day yesterday facing Quintana with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strikeout looking. Curveball in the outside corner. Well, Quintana needs to explain to Archer how to throw that pitch because that's what he needed yesterday. Now the Marlins will send up Jorge Alfaro, their catcher today, with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Quintana chalks up strikeout number 3 of the game. And Burgos will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Here comes the pitch. That is hit high and hard to center field. That is going to be high off the wall. Almora has it. He throws it back in quickly. The runner Burgos rounds second. He slides into third with a triple. Oh, that was very nearly a home run. I think it got knocked down by the wind a little bit as that was slightly out to right center field. And Quintana will now pitch to the pitcher Rogers, who is 2 for 15 on the season, with 2 outs and a runner 90 feet away. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to third. Bryant has it. Throws to first, and the Marlins are retired. They strand the runner on third. We go to the bottom of the second inning of a 2-0 Miami lead. Travis Shaw will be the batter. He kind of needs to pull out the smelling salts and get his bat woken up, I think. Shaw coming up with a 2-2 count. And he hits one hard out into the gap in right center field. Apparently, he already knew about the smelling salts, and he had him out before the game started. Shaw leads off the Cubs half of the second with a double. Almora now comes up with a runner on second and nobody out. First pitch to Almora. Here it comes. Almora grounds back to the mound. The throw goes to first, and Almora is retired for out number 1. Shaw does advance to third on the fielder's choice, and now Fegley will bat. Fegley comes up with 1 out, runner 90 feet away. First pitch to Fegley, and that's going to be a ground ball to first. The pitcher, Rogers, covers first, and Fegley is retired, but the Cubs do score the run. That'll be a fielder's choice, which retires Fegley at first. The runner, Shaw, advances home to score. It is now a 2-1 Marlin lead. Jason Hayward will be the next batter for the Cubs. He comes with 2 outs and nobody on base. 3-0 pitch to Hayward. High and away, ball 4. Hayward draws the free pass. And now Quintana will bat with a runner on first. And 2 outs. 2-1 pitch to Quintana. That's sharply hit, but right at the third baseman. The throw goes to second, and the lead runner is retired for out number 3. We go to the top of the third inning. Cubs score 1, and they now have a 2-1 Miami lead. Villar will lead off the third inning for the Marlins. They've turned their lineup over, and Villar will get a 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder, Santana, for a single. Villar standing on first, leadoff single in the top of the third. Rojas will be the batter with 1 out, or nobody out, and 1 strike count. That's a ground ball to third. Bryant to Fletcher to Shaw, and that is a ground ball double play. Apparently, they must have worked on that after yesterday's game, and now there are 2 outs and nobody on base, and Brian Anderson will be the batter. 0-2 pitch from Quintana to Anderson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, there is a base runner, but he is erased on the double play. We go to the bottom of the third of a 2-1 Miami lead. Santana now the batter. He comes up to lead off the Cub half of the third inning. The Cubs have turned over their lineup in the first 2 innings as well. 1-2 pitch to Santana. Strike 3 looking. Santana thought it was outside. The umpire thought it was over the plate, and the umpire wins the argument. Well, Fletcher now the batter with 1 out, and Nobody on base. 3-1 pitch to Fletcher. That's a weakly hit grounder to first. Aguiar has it. He'll hustle over to the base, and that is going to be out number 2. Bryant now the batter. He comes up with 2 outs and nobody on base. 1-1 count to Bryant. That is well hit to center field, but it is going to be playable. It is going to be caught for out number 3. Cubs retired in order in the 3rd inning. We go to the top of the 4th of a 2-1 Miami lead. Quintana will pitch to Aguiar with a 1-strike count. Ground ball to short. Baez has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Matt Kemp now the batter. Kemp with 1 out and a full count pitch. And that's popped up to center. Almora's coming in. He is going to field that in left center for out number 2. Brinson now the batter with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Brinson swing and a miss, strike 3 on the fastball. Well, where Archer failed, Quintana has succeeded today. And now Baez will lead off the Cubs half of the 4th inning. Baez waiting for the 2-0 pitch. Grounder up the middle. That'll be fielded. It'll be thrown to first. And that is 4-3 for the first out of the Cubs half of the 4th inning. Shaw now the batter with 1 out. 1-1 pitch to Shaw. Grounder to second. The shift is on. Second baseman was in perfect position to make that play. And Almora now the batter with 2 outs. Nobody on base. Full count pitch to Almora. Grounder to second again. The throw goes to first. And Almora is retired for out number 3. Cubs do not score. They do not even get a base runner. We go to the top of the 5th inning of a 2-1 Miami lead. Quintana will face Alfaro to lead off the top of the 5th. 0-2 pitch from Quintana. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the changeup. That pitch came in at 67, and Alfaro was way out in front of it. Burgos will now bat. That was strikeout number 6 on the day for Quintana. Burgos will bat with 1 out and nobody on base. First pitch. Quintana throws the pitch, and it looks like that is going to be caught. That is going to be caught by Fegley in foul territory for out number 2. Rogers now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He is strikeout victim number 7 for Quintana. Marlins are retired in order in the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th of a 2-1 Marlin lead. Fegley, Hayward, and Quintana will be the Cub batters in the bottom of the 5th. 1 strike count. And Fegley grounds weakly to short. However, Fegley manages to beat it out to first with an infield single. So that'll bring up Hayward. Hayward comes up with nobody out. Tying run standing on first base, and a full count pitch to Hayward. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a fastball right at the knees, and Hayward really couldn't do much with it. Quintana will now bat with 1 out, runner on first base. Quintana 3 for 21 this season. Guessing this is going to be a sacrifice situation. And Quintana lays it down. He bunts it back to the mound. The only play is to first, and Quintana is retired for out number 2. That is his 3rd sacrifice on the season. And now Santana will bat with Fegley on second and 2 outs. 1-2 pitch to Santana. That is well hit. That's a line drive left field for a base hit. The runner Fegley is rounding third. He is going to try to score. And he slides in safely to home. Santana ties up the game with an RBI single. He advances to second on the throw home. And this is a 2-2 ball game, folks. Fletcher now the batter. Cubs just tied the game on the Santana base hit. Fletcher with a 2-0 count. And he hits it sharply, but right at the first baseman. Aguiar steps on the bag, retires Fletcher for out number 3. The Cubs do tie the score in the bottom of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th of a 2-2 tie. Jonathan Villar will now be the batter. He comes up, leading off the Marlins half of the 6th inning. And he pops it up to left field. First pitch he saw from Quintana. Santana makes the play in left center for out number 1. Rojas will be the batter. He is going to come up with 1 out, nobody on base. 1 strike count to Rojas. Grounder to third. Bryant dives, but it gets past him down in the left field corner. Rojas rounds second. Rounds first. He slides into second with a double. Santana tried to get the ball into second, and that extends Rojas's hitting streak to 11 games. Anderson now the batter. He comes up with runner in scoring position, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Full count pitch to Anderson. Popped up to center. That'll be playable on the warning track. The catch is made for out number 2. The runner tags up and advances to third base. Almora made that play running away from the infield, and so no real chance to throw out Rojas at third. Now Aguiar will bat. With 2 outs, runner on third. Quintana trying to get out of the 6th inning with a tie. 3-0 pitch. And he walks him. That is ball 4 high. Aguiar heads down to first. And now Matt Kemp will be the batter. Kemp will bat with 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Top of the 6th inning. 1 strike count to Kemp. Popped up to center again. Almora going back. He is on the warning track. And he makes the catch up against the wall for out number 3. Kemp gave it a ride, but it was to the deepest part of the ballpark. And the tie is maintained at 2-2. Chris Bryant will lead off for the Cubs. Cubs are going to send 3-4-5 up here to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bryant will face Rogers with a full count pitch. Oh, and he is hit. Bryant takes one off the leg for a hit by pitch. He heads down to first, and Baez now will be the batter. Baez steps up with a 1-ball count, and he hits a grounder to short. The throw goes to second, but Bryant is able to break up the double play, so there's no relay to first. Baez standing on first on the fielder's choice, and now Shaw is the batter with 1 out and a runner on first base. Lefty Shaw facing the lefty Rogers with a 1-ball count. And Shaw hits it to second. Throw goes to short. And the Marlins had a second chance at a double play, and it is also broken up at second base. So, Cubs now send Almora up with 2 outs and a runner on first. And the Marlins pitcher Rogers sitting at 85 pitches here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch. And Almora strikes out swinging at a pitch that was very high. That is out number 3. The Cubs strand a base runner. We go to the top of the 7th inning of a 2-2 tie. Quintana coming out for inning of work number 7. He is at 73 pitches. He has thrown 6 innings so far, allowed 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts in the game. Quintana with a 3-1 count. And he walks Brinson. That is ball 4 outside, a leadoff walk to Brinson to lead off the Miami half of the 7th inning. Alfaro now the batter with a 1-ball count. Grounder to short. Baez to Fletcher. And there's no relay to first, as the Cubs do get the lead runner on the fielder's choice, and Berrios will now bat with 1 out and a runner on first base. Berrios waiting for the first pitch from Quintana. That's going to be a line drive to right fielder, drops in front of Hayward for a base hit. The runner advances from first to third. Alfaro is now 90 feet away from breaking this tie with 1 out Runners on the corners, and Quintana pitching to a pinch hitter, Sean Rodriguez, former Pirate. Sean Rodriguez standing in against Quintana. He'll bat from the right side against the lefty Quintana. Quintana's sitting at 81 pitches and trying to work his way out of a jam here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 looking. Sean Rodriguez is struck out looking. And Rodriguez gets into an argument with the umpire, and he is ejected from the game. Rodriguez thrown out of the game for arguing balls and strikes. Now, Villar will bat. Quintana still trying to work his way out of this jam. He's got 2 outs and runners on the corners. And Villar the batter with a 1-2 count. That is popped up to center field. Almora comes in, and he makes the catch for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 2-2 tie. And today, for our 7th inning stretch, we have a special treat. We have the world-renowned tenor Luciano Pavarotti is going to lead the 7th inning stretch for us. Now, the Marlins are going to send out a relief pitcher for the bottom of the 7th inning. This is going to be right-hander Ryan Stanek. He has thrown 21 2/3 so far this year, allowed 17 hits, 12 walks to 19 strikeouts with a 3.74 ERA. He is going to face the 7, 8, 9 batters in the Cub lineup. Stanek will face Fegley to lead off the Cubs half of the 7th. Fegley pops it up to right field. That is going to be playable. It is going to be caught for out number 1. Hayward now the batter with 1 out, nobody on, and a 2-2 pitch to Hayward. Driven to deep center field, that is going to be to the warning track, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Quintana now will bat for himself in the bottom of the 7th inning. I guess there's 2 outs and nobody on base, so Quintana will face Stanek. 1-2 count to Quintana. And that is popped up to left. Quintana gets under it, lifts it to left field, and Kemp hustles in to make the catch for out number 3. We go to the top of the 8th inning of a 2-2 tie. Quintana, sitting at 90 pitches, is out here now to work inning number 8. He is going to face Rojas, Anderson, and Aguiar in the Marlins half of the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch to Rojas. Strike 3 called on the breaking ball. That is strikeout. Well, I believe that was strikeout number 8 of the game, but now we have a relief pitcher, Zach Britton, in. Let's just check here quick on Quintana's line score. That was actually strikeout number 9. Quintana threw 7 1/3 of 5-hit, 2-run baseball with 3 walks and 9 Ks, 1 home run allowed. Now, Britton will be the new Cub pitcher. He is going to face Anderson in the top of the 8th inning. Britton looking in. Here comes the pitch. And Anderson lines it into left field. That is going to be played on 1 hop. Anderson's going to have a single as Santana plays it on a hop out in left field. Aguiar now the batter. Marlins trying to break this 2-2 deadlock in the top of the 8th. Aguiar with a full count pitch. Britton to the plate. Grounder to short. Baez has it. Throws to first. That is out number 2. There was really no chance of getting Anderson at second base. He got an excellent jump on that pitch. And now Kemp is the batter with 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Britton facing Kemp, and they're going to intentionally walk Kemp. He heads down to first. That sets up the force, and now Brinson is the batter. Now Brinson was red hot yesterday, but so far today he is 0 for 2 Brinson batting with 2 outs, runners on first and second. 2-2 pitch to Brinson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Britton strikes out Brinson to end the Marlins half of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning of a 2-2 tie. Santana, Cub leadoff hitter, will lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning. He will face Brian Stanek, who's already thrown 1 inning of work. He's coming out to work inning number 2. Stanek, and that is going to be a base hit instead. Santana takes the very first pitch from Stanek, and he lines it down into the right field corner. Santana is on second with a double. So, the Cubs have the potential lead run in scoring position with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fletcher now the batter. 1 strike pitch to Fletcher. That is going to be a liner right at the shortstop. Excellent play as Rojas reaches out to grab that. Man, that looked good coming off the bat, but it was right at the shortstop. Santana hustles back so he's not doubled off second. And now Bryant will bat with 1 out. Runner still on second base. 2-1 pitch to Bryant. Here it comes. Bryant lines a base hit into center field. Santana's rounding third. He is heading home. The throw comes home. Santana slides in safely. Bryant drives in the go-ahead run on an RBI single. The Cubs now lead this game 3-2. And now Baez will bat. Baez comes up with Bryant on first base and 1 out. Cubs now looking to extend this 3-2 lead, and here's a full count pitch to Baez. Baez lines one into right field. That's going to be over the right fielder's head and get all the way to the wall. Bryant coming into third. He is going to round third, but he is going to hang tight at third base. Baez has a double, and now the Cubs have second and third and 1 out, and Travis Shaw the batter. Man, I hope he didn't lose those smelling salts since the first inning. He is 1 for 3 today. Shaw is going to get the intentional walk as the Miami Marlins have the infield drawn in. And they're going to face Almora with the bases loaded and 1 out. Cubs owners of a 3-2 lead, trying to extend that here in the bottom of the 8th. Almora waiting for the 1-0 pitch. Almora grounds to first. The throw goes home, and then Almora beats the relay back to first for, well, not an infield single. It's a fielder's choice in this case. So the run does not score. The bases are still loaded as Bryant is thrown out at home on force. Almora does beat it out to first, and now Fegley will bat. You know, this feels like it would be a really nice place for a pinch hitter, but apparently that's not going to be the case today. So the righty Fegley will face the righty Stanek with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stanek with the pitch. That is a liner. It is right at the second baseman, and Villar makes the catch for out number 3. The Cubs lead the bases loaded. They do score a run and take the lead 3-2. So, here's the big question. Who is coming out of the bullpen to try to nail down this save today? And it is going to be Joe Jimenez. Joe Jimenez has thrown 17 2/3. He's allowed 13 hits, 10 walks, 16 strikeouts with a 3.57 ERA. Jimenez looking to nail down the save in a 3-2 game in the top of the 9th inning. Jimenez looking for the sign. Here it comes. Grounder to short. Baez has it, throws to first for out number 1. Corey Dickerson is retired for the first out in the 9th inning. Cervelli now the batter. Francisco Cervelli pinch hitting in the top of the 9th inning against the righty Jimenez. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cervelli strikes out swinging. And now another pinch hitter, Eddie Alvarez, will come up. He is 3 for 20 on the season. He will face Jimenez with 2 outs, nobody on. 3-2 Cub lead. Jimenez trying to nail down this save. 1 ball count. Jimenez comes to the plate. Grounder to short. Baez waiting for it. He hangs on to it maybe a little too long, but he throws to first, and that is going to retire the runner on a bang-bang play over at first base. Well, the Cubs win the game 3-2. They win the series 2-1, and they are back to one game over 500 with the first place Cincinnati Reds coming into town tomorrow. The Cubs score 2 runs on 6 hits with no errors. The Marlins score 2 runs on 6 hits with no errors. The Cubs score 3 runs on 7 hits with no errors. The Marlins dropped to 16-41, while the Cubs improved to 29-28. Player of the game is Cubs starter Jose Quintana. Although he did not factor into the decision, he did throw 7 1/3 innings of very effective baseball. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Zach Britton is credited with the win, and Jimenez gets his 4th save as a Cub. Sean Rodriguez was also ejected in the 7th inning for arguing balls and strikes. We knew about that already. Well, that is going to be the ball game. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.